4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is Albert Mohler for townhall.com. One of the world's most influential magazines, The Economist of London, recently published an editorial entitled The New Culture War. The subtitle, If Gay Marriage Triumphs, Liberals Should Take Care Not to Rub It In. In the editorial, The Economist makes the judgment that the Supreme Court is likely to declare that gay marriage is legal in all 50 states. The big question is, what comes next for religious liberty? The magazine acknowledges that there are legitimate religious liberty concerns, especially when it comes to Christian colleges and similar institutions, and it calls upon the victorious side in this new moral revolution to be, in their words, magnanimous in victory. And yet, day after day, we're hearing warnings that what we'll see will be very likely exactly the opposite. The interesting thing is that those who had insisted for so long that same-sex marriage would not come with infringements of religious liberty are now beginning to say, well, maybe it will. Maybe that's just inevitable. Maybe that's the problem. I'm Albert Mohler.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. Prostate cancer, like all cancers, can get complicated because there's so many genetic variations of the disease. There's no one treatment that's right for every guy. So it's not an exaggeration to say that being well-informed is critical to your survival and quality of life after prostate cancer treatment. But where will you go? Maybe you've been diagnosed. Maybe you've been hearing me badger you about getting tested once you hit that 40th birthday. Maybe there's just some set of family history circumstances that makes you want to get in touch with the USMD Prostate Cancer Center. Well, good. 1-888-PROSTATE and 888prostate.com. A team of physicians specializing in different treatment options. Every patient is different, but the goal is always the same. Get prostate cancer behind you in the rearview mirror so it doesn't take you down. These are heroes to me. I love them. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. Learn more at the USMD Prostate Cancer Center. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called
Joel Clark,
one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents.
Hi, Mr. Tullis.
Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-979-3269 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-979-3269. 1-800-979-3269. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
We have a special free Money Matters retirement seminar, 1 p.m. tomorrow in the Money Matters building on Dallas Parkway in Plano. If you're retired or retiring soon, it's too important to miss. Make your reservation at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net. Ken Moraif was featured in the Wall Street Journal, MarketWatch, CNN Money, and Forbes. Clients that followed his advice did not lose money in the crash of 2008. You still have time to attend if you register now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302 or stop by.
Here are James and Sherry Green with A Number One Air.
We've all heard about Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong will. Honey, tell about Sherry's Law.
If an air conditioning system fails, it'll do it on the hottest day of the year. So don't get stranded. This month only during our 25th anniversary event, get a new AC system with no payments or interest for 18 months. Plus, same-day installation or we'll give you $500 cash.
So remember Sherry's Law and get your new AC system now.
Call 1-800-NEW-COOL or visit anumberoneair.com.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. We just went live on the air. That's right, a Facebook Live event. A YouTube Live event is going on right this very moment. It's The Wells Report on video, and you can join us right now. 866-660-5759 is how you join us on the telephone.
One of these days you'll get that right.
One of these days I'll get that right. I've got some sort of mental block about Facebook and YouTube, how they're not the same, and I keep screwing it up. It's just the way it is. But anyway, we got the television show, got TV show up on the air, so you can join us if you want to. Yeah, if you want to. You can join us on the air here at 660 AM The Answer. Just go to YouTube and then look for live events and type in the Wells Report in the search box, and it'll pop right up for May 22nd, year of our Lord 2015. So there you go. Hillary Clinton had a terrible day. I want to know whether you think that this is the end of her presidential campaign. I think it probably is. The Associated Press reported today that one of the emails was classified at the FBI's request. As you know, Hillary Clinton has said that none of the private emails from her private server were classified. But this created a ridiculous moment for Josh Earnest earlier today. The Associated Press reported that one of the emails was classified at the FBI's request, but was unclassified at the time that Clinton received it. Then, as the story goes, the email was reclassified after she got a hold of it, which means it's a classified email on her server. Whoever sent that to her may have just sunk the ship. Whoever that was, whoever that sent that classified, obviously sent a classified piece of material to the FBI, even if it was classified. Just the better part of valor says, let's not do that. Let's not send her that. Let's just give her a hard copy of it next time we see her. It's not like she's out of the country all the time. Then what ended up happening is that the material was reclassified after it was all over and redacted. Oops. The emails we released today do not change the essential facts or our understanding of the events before, during, or after the attack, according to the State Department in a tweet right before the emails were released. Representative Trey Gowdy of South Carolina, who chairs the House Benghazi panel, who's investigating the entire matter, said this was unsurprising because the emails were selected and vetted by Clinton's own attorneys. To assume a self-elected public record is complete when no one with a duty or responsibility to the public had the ability to take part in the selection requires a leap in logic no impartial reviewer should be required to make and strains credibility. That's what Trey Gowdy said today. Speaker John Boehner seconded the view. Clinton has been broadly criticized for conducting official business over a personal email account, a practice that threatens to undermine public records official acts. And not only that, but also represents a server not protected by American cyber defense, which means it's wide open. There has been talk that this server was accessed by many foreign powers, including the Russians and the Chinese, and just about anybody else. She also found, or it was also found out, that there were more than one email address. She had more than one email addresses on this server. Remember, she had said, probably by accident, however, she said that there was only one email address, but apparently there are several others. So many, in fact, they had to be numbered. Her office said she turned over to the State Department 30,000 emails, a little less than half of the 62,000 total she sent as Secretary of State. The rest she deemed personal and were deleted. More about that in a moment. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Our family had a savings account until our air conditioner needed replacing.
We had a vacation fund before our refrigerator had a meltdown.
My family has no savings and our water heater just quit.
Sadly, sometimes it only takes one home system or appliance breakdown to bust your budget. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield protects more of your hard-earned money because they help pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107. Who wants to into repairs for things like your air conditioner, refrigerator, plumbing, oven, or washer when you get the budget protection you deserve from American Home Shield. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and limitations apply. It's up to you. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs yourself, or let AHS help pay covered repairs for you. Protect more of your hard-earned money. For valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com, or call 1-800-600-5107.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now, you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-661-2231. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-661-2231. That's 1-800-661-2231. 1-800-661-2231.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I get asked a lot if the Good Contractors List is like Angie's List, so I thought I'd take the time to do a comparison and let you decide. On the Good Contractors List, we actually meet every one of our contractors face-to-face and have an extensive screening process. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. On the Good Contractors List, if issues arise with our contractors, we will come to your home if necessary. On Angie's List, you can pay to write a bad review. The Good Contractors List takes into consideration things like overhead and sales tactics when choosing our contractors. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. If one of our contractors refuses to fix a problem, we investigate fully and pay up to $10,000 of it fixed. You can write a review on your own. The Good Contractors List is absolutely good. Responsibility is better.
Contractors List.
Are you having trouble figuring out how to invest for retirement with all the recent market volatility, falling oil prices, and turmoil around the world? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Most people think their investment options are only stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities. That's not true. Here's Walt Parker.
If you have an IRA or a 401k from a former employer, you have investment choices that you may not even realize you have. You've worked hard to accumulate your money and deserve to understand what your investments are. InvestingMakesMeSick.com has always offered the We Come to You service. Retirement is right around the corner. Time is money. We want to make sure that you understand your investments and that there's more than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities to invest in.
Schedule an appointment. Call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
Our sister station,
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25, Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. Since this is our 25th anniversary of the largest outdoor Christian concert in America, we're bringing in the artists that you love. Stephen Curtis Chapman, Toby Mac, Third Day, Carrie Job, and many, many more. You've made so many memories over the years at Celebrate Freedom. This year, make some more with us. Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing, Care Now, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I was talking about how I could be so sure that the video idea, that the entire thing was caused by reaction to a video, was fake. We found out earlier this week that al-Qaeda operatives in Libya planned the 2012 attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi at least 10 days before terrorists claimed 4 American lives. This according to internal documents. Top defense leaders knew the extremist group had claimed responsibility for the attack, which came on the 11th anniversary of 9/11 within 1 day of the Benghazi raid. Al-Qaeda insurgents had orchestrated the attack to kill as many Americans as possible. In response to the military's killing of Abu Yahya al-Libi, the leader of a terrorist cell. The terrorist leader was killed in a U.S. drone strike in Pakistan 3 months before the violence in Benghazi. The cause of the Benghazi attack was a drone strike that was ordered by the Obama administration and covered up by the Hillary Clinton State Department. It's just the way it is. And yeah, I'm afraid all this stuff is double sourced. This is serious journalism here. There's big trouble for Hillary Clinton. I think her presidential aspirations are over. Federal officials are required to retain records related to decision-making and essential functions of government, but it was only after Clinton left her post at the State Department that Congress passed a law tightening rules on the use of private email accounts. Gowdy, tapped by Republicans last year to investigate the attacks on a U.S. diplomatic compound in Libya, has said that his committee needs all of Clinton's emails to ensure it has a complete record of information on Benghazi. Remember, they have less than half of the emails that were sent by Secretary of State Clinton when she was in office from her private email server. Clinton was originally expected to testify before the committee this week, but Gowdy said the committee needs to settle the email questions first. The New York Times reported this week that emails provided to the committee show Clinton corresponded about Benghazi with longtime advisor Sidney Blumenthal, who did not have an official government position at the time, which means that if indeed classified information changed hands, then she's guilty of violating her security clearance. Those emails show Clinton passing along Blumenthal's impressions of the situation in Libya to others, sometimes with suggestions that they look into his findings. Blumenthal was apparently in contact with business executives working in Libya. Really? Yeah, the Sidney Blumenthal guy, he's quite a piece of work. The Wall Street Journal did an article on him. Who is Sidney Blumenthal? He served many roles for Bill and Hillary Clinton, from political Svengali to opposition hitman. It was probably inevitable the man who whispered to reporters that Monica Lewinsky threw herself on Bill would eventually show up in Hillary's State Department, especially in the email imbroglio, and in many ways, that illuminates the Clinton family even more. The New York Times reported on Monday that email records showing Mr. Blumenthal was on the payroll of the Clinton Foundation at the same time he was being paid by groups helping Mrs. Clinton's presidential run. At the same time, he was advising U.S. businesses in Libya. At the same time, he was secretly advising Secretary of State Clinton about Libya. Every top American diplomat apparently needs a good man Friday who no one else knows about. The news raises questions about whether Sidney Blumenthal's work with Mrs. Clinton at the State Department in any way benefited his private dealings. Of course they did. Why else would he be dealing with them? Or how any of it fits into his work for the foundation. Mr. Blumenthal, crazily enough, isn't talking. Mrs. Clinton's emails are still conveniently being vetted for future release by the State Department, or at least the ones that she did not erase. Mrs. Clinton emerged from a month of silence to declare that I want those emails out, though she's helpless because they're not mine. They belong to the State Department. Yet, even the details we know offer broader lessons about the Clinton political method. They reinforce, for starters, that the Clinton Foundation is not and never has been a charity. Bill and Hillary created it in 2001 as a vehicle to assist their continuing political ambitions, in particular, Mrs. Clinton's run for the White House. Any good the foundation does is incidental to the bigger role as a fundraising network and a jobs program for Clinton political operatives. As you know, I point out bias when I see it. That's biased. That foundation has done amazing charity work. The question is not whether it has done more charity work than political empire building. That there has been any political empire building done by this foundation is bad enough. You don't need to go any further with that. The New York Times reported that Mr. Blumenthal was paid to do research, message guidance, and the planning of commemorative events. Was he also paid by the Clinton Foundation, which, by the way, is funded by foreign governments, to write memos for the Secretary of State? So this shadowy guy, Sidney Blumenthal, a private email server where half the emails have been erased, or more than half the emails have been erased. Apparently, foreign nations have been able to access that server and see what's going on in the State Department from the Secretary of State's own bad judgment. It is amazing beyond the pale. It is horrific on its face. And then there's this. Being reported from USA Today, Eugene Kiley, factcheck.org. The Republican National Committee thinks it has the smoking gun that proves Hillary Clinton used multiple secret email addresses as Secretary of State. According to Eugene Kiley, the man who's obviously going to spin this the other direction, it does not. The RNC made its claim in a May 18th blog post, hours after the New York Times published copies of the emails that Clinton had sent and received while she was secretary. The emails displayed two accounts, HDR22 at clintonemail.com and HROD17 at clintonemail.com. That seems to clearly contradict Clinton's claim that she only used one HDR22 at clintonemail.com while in office, which was from January 2009 to February 2013. I can hardly wait to hear this explanation. But the Clinton campaign says there's a simple explanation for this apparent discrepancy. The emails published by the Times were printed out in 2014 after Clinton had left the State Department and after she had changed her email addresses. Or address. So the printed copies of the email she sent while in office display her new address, hrod17 at clintonemail.com, even though they were originally sent under her old address, hdr22 at clintonemail.com. It is possible that this is real. The only thing that I can tell you is it doesn't make any difference because it's coming from a private email server. The Clinton explanation passes two tests, including one conducted for us by Ray Tomlinson, the man who is widely credited with inventing email. Great. Tomlinson ran an optical character recognition of the PDF of the emails the Time posted on his website, and what he's found is consistent with the Clinton campaign's explanation for what had happened. We at factcheck.org also tested Clinton's explanation. Our IT staff created original user at asc.upenn.edu and renamed it under news user at asc.upenn.edu. An email sent by original user ASC blah 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 printed out as if it had come from news user after we changed the name of the email account. That's all well and good. There's only one problem. What if it had been sent from the new account to begin with? Oops. Tim Conti, a professor of schools and electrical and computer engineering at the Computer Science Georgia Institute of Technology and president of the IEEE Computer Society, said Clinton's explanation is technically possible, and our test proves it. Okay, so there you go. Balanced coverage on Hillary Clinton's email scandal. This is horrific. It is terrible. Who's Sidney Blumenthal? If he's not working for the government, how come he's in the loop? Who's paying him? Is it the Clinton Foundation? If so, the Clinton Foundation is using foreign money for his salary. Is it conflict of interest? Sure, if you're blind to the implications of what all of it could mean. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is one of those things that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger the closer to the truth or closer to the source of all this you get. This is going to get worse every second. Do you see anybody voting for this woman now? Everything she said about her emails based on the State Department and their release of those emails and the redactions and everything else points to somebody who's playing fast and loose with the truth. Do we need another president that does that? I think she's cooked. How about you? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The President of the United States cannot be some international player using political advantage and cash donations from foreign entities into a foundation that is not set up, according to the Wall Street Journal, as a charity at all, but as a way to finance a political power base and nothing more. On that point, I will tell you the Clinton administration, the Clinton Foundation has done good work. How much of the work that the Clinton Foundation does as a charity versus how much work the Clinton Foundation does as a vehicle for Hillary Rodham Clinton remains to be seen. People can say, hey, boy, there's an awful lot of money being paid on Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign by the Clinton Foundation. But there are a lot of charities like that have amazing overheads. The American Red Cross being one of them. You know, the Red Cross shows up and does incredible work in times of disaster and so on and so on. But they have an incredibly expensive bureaucracy that sends those people out with blankets and coffee. These are just a few of the emails. The rest of this has to do with that email server. If Hillary Clinton wants to have any shot at being the president of the United States, she needs to turn over that server right now. Tomorrow would be good. Just turn it up. Just turn it over. There is one last thing that I have to say about this whole sorry affair. And that's this. When did all this stuff come down? That's right. The Memorial Day weekend. Nobody's going to be able to deal with this issue. No one's going to be able to deal with this issue until Tuesday. There will be a flurry of discussion on the Sunday morning shows.
Nice timing.
Yeah. Yeah, nice timing, says Magic Matt Swinney, our technical director. Yeah, it's nice timing, all right. It's the Friday data dump before a big weekend. What does this do? This gives the Clinton Foundation, Hillary Clinton, the presidential campaign, 4 days to judge what the response is going to be and to formulate a way to deal with it. This is a horrific abuse of we the people of the United States. And yes, the mainstream media is right in the middle of it. Isn't it amazing that all this news hit on Friday? How much of this are you willing to tolerate? 866-660-5759. I want an answer to that question. Don't just sit there. How much of this gobbledygooky and foolishness, this dishonest crap, are we going to put up with these people that would be our president? I'm sorry, enough's enough. You get to the point where you're just trying to screw everyone. And you know what? I'm tired of that. How about you? This is the Wells Report.
This week on House Talk Today, it's Memorial Day weekend, and that means we're going to ask you for some of your favorite barbecue recipes for some great prizes. The latest updates on home improvement. The garden segment features Rebecca Miller this week, and of course, your phone calls. So enjoy the holiday weekend and tune in this Saturday afternoon for a little House Talk Today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
For almost 2 decades, financial advisor and educator Rick Poston with Empowered Wealth Financial Services has provided peace of mind to thousands who see or hear him in the media or read his work. Rick has been chosen by Bloomberg Businessweek magazine as one of the top 20 game-changing financial advisors in the country. A fan of Rick's profound teaching, Brian Tracy, world-renowned business leader, speaker, and best-selling author, has asked Rick to co-author his newest book entitled The Winning Way, where Rick will share with his fans some of the principles that allow Rick's clients to continue on their winning way. If you're looking to break away